Okay, let's get started. SEUNY, Real Analysis Math 101. Although this isn't really the first math course offered, it's a junior year course. Unit 1, real numbers. Whole numbers. 1, 2, 3. Negative 3, negative 2, negative 1. They have a minus sign, like a dashed line. 0. You can write it with any number of zeros. They just don't need to be zeros. Fraction, half, third, 3/4. Decimal, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. It has a decimal point in it. Those are rational numbers, those last two. Rational. That's also rational. The radical of 2 and the fifth root of 5/3. Variables, x, y, z, and t, the four axes used in calculus. In multivariable calculus. Unit 2, behavior of real numbers. X, it's a linear equation. X squared has its domain and range set on it in quadrants 1 and 2. X cubed starts in quadrant 3 and ends in quadrant 1. It'd be quadrant 2 and quadrant 4 if it was negative. X to the fourth, it's just like x to the squared. Radical x, it's a radical equation, inverse function, cube root of x. X squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared, an ellipse. X squared minus x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared. Hyperbola, 1 over x, it's a rational equation. I'll bring that back over, but this is a split sheet. I need to cut off some of it. Unit 3, convergence and divergence in sequences and series via sequence A, n to the r, and it goes to n to the a sub n. 8 times n equals a sub n. Limit n to infinity, a sub n equals a sub n, element of lowercase n, element of capital N equals a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub n is bounded for an existent m element r such that n, a sub n in absolute values is less than m for little n element capital N. And monotonically increasing and decreasing like that. With the greater or equal and less than equal. Monotonic. If it uses greater or less than, it is strict. Without the equal. Derivatives and integrals. Back to the easy stuff. F of x, d over dx, d over d, x to the nth power is equal to n times x to the n minus 1 power. D dx, d over dx, I mean, nth power of x is d over dx, n x to the 1 over n. 1 equals 1 over n times x to the 1 over n minus 1. And you can see d over dx, a to the x equals a to the x ln a. Then this line over here for the trig functions, like right over here, sine, cosine, negative sine, negative cosine, That's how it works. You're writing the tangent line on the wave. Capital Fx, the integral of x to the nth power, x to the n plus 1 over n plus c. You need that c for the constant for other instances. Then integral of n, the root of x equals integral of x to the 1 over n. And then just like that, just like this, it's x to the 1 over n plus 1 over 1 over n plus c. And once again, we take a look at the negatives. When you're going backwards, it's the inverse function for the sine and cosine.